the Newbee combination. I was hoping able to escape, or should be able to escape. Plus the level 2 Iron Shells do work, but Kuro moves over. He's got one in everything right now, so he can drag KP back in a bit, and there comes the glimpse. The wall is up, a perfect gust. The surge is there for KP, and he still run. Remember, there's a level 2. Can't go all the way down, and this should be first blood right now. Even leaves an extra Iron Shell over on Kuro. Still probably doing damage to JerAx.
Yeah, I think KP needs a little bit more experience in the offline players. You don't want to TP there. You want to TP back if you get glimpsed, because they don't have a secondary way to stop his teleport. But now, kind of just forced to go back into the jungle there. He did try out TPs before he died, so he has that going for him.
Just the fact that his TP is on cooldown for the moment means he can't go straight back to the lane for FATA. Taking a hefty amount of damage in the mid. They burn through all of his mana already. With his TP support coming in from Kuro, just buys a little bit more time. Looks like FATA's going to go all the way back, or at least as far back to the courier, which is only coming with boots, so yeah, he's got to go all the way home. And JerAx is the one who's forced to defend the bottom lane. Hao, as well as ChuaN, started to creep skip it out and trying to inflict some heavy damage to the tier 1 tower. Shop. So he has to start farming up inside the Dire jungle. Like Kaka is a long way forward on this top lane. He'll TP down to the bottom lane now. He's not level 6 yet. He was trying to get it up on the top lane, but he's just shy by 54 XP points.
And Liquid trying to make a statement with
that
this T1.
Here they come down. The dive's going to come forward instantly into the Novus with a blast not bouncing around. Hao's going to get stunned up. He's not in a great position. They're trying to get rid of that Novus, but they can't do it. JerAx will pop out, finding the sun into the sun range. But they're still underneath this tier 1 tower team, Liquid, but they're taking the fight. FATA moving from support to now core over to Hao. Armor toggle time, combining it with the cold embrace. There's no follow-up damage, and Liquid will move over towards Kaka instead, staying inside of the trees. Hao trying to lock FATA in, but the storm is up in Kuro. Hao finds the kill, he's blocked inside the wall. He'll dive the storm, and then with a stun over on move to the gust from the MATUMBAM. He's playing from the tree line. No, it's so low, but still alive. KP can't reach MATUMBAM. He's so close. Now with the surge, he just wants to punch him. Now he's got a mind control with a stun, but the Iron Shell damage is too much. Mind control to back up with a movement in from Moo. He mops up JerAx. And you got the escape from mind control. Yeah, both Blink and BKB on the Sven.
You can just hasten them in with the surge.
That could work. Newbee, 5-man smoke maneuver. They're coming over to the Dire Ancients at the moment, which Liquid are farming up, and now Kaka, does he go for the curse? Gets the vision up, mind control, looking for the Copper Crush too. The silence, okay, they curse over on Disruptor. Now put mind control over the Stunner. He's trying to keep him up, and to get that cleave damage. How? Carving up the Slardar as well as the Disruptor. And then we'll mop up the rest of the Liquid Ancients. And this is a free ticket to go. That tier 1 tower is already heavily injured. With just the illusions the KP has, they can just attack the tower directly. They don't need a creep wave for it. But Hao actually burns. Okay. Yep. Just a war cry. Ready to go. He exits a Miz off cooldown. But how far can you go now? You've taken out all the tier 1 towers. You have to look at a bigger objective, and it's actually not a BKB. It's going to be the Echo Saber coming in from the Sven.
They've had a lot of problems.
Newbee.
Liquid can't leave this pit.
Yeah, they've left it. They don't have the Disruptor. They don't have the big AoE control. You can come in for a Nova. They're actually going to smoke. They're coming back in again. The smoke can be broken right now. KP was on the front line. The Bro shot almost down. How finishing the job. Pick up on the Acre City Immortal. You're going to lose KP for this. The cold embrace from Kaka being used on himself, but then the pick up on MATUMBAM, dragging you in very, very close. No way to run away, or maybe up the hill. FATA curse, he's going to stay exactly where he is. Mind control, FATA, now they come back and finish the job. The double silence from JerAx gets the stun, to buy a little bit more time thanks to that Nova. They'll burn through the egg because the Immortal, the smooth, the Spirit Siphon, doing some work here for a FATA. They just need a little bit more damage. Mind control with the Crypt Swarm is dropping him low. Okay, a double damage route just magically spawns up from Moo, but he misses uphill, attacking into mind control. He'll still trying to crack over towards FATA, but down the bottom tier early on. Like, this is the push. They get now forced behind them too. So the damage output of Team Liquid is quite high. The Splinter Blast makes life a little bit more difficult, so there's obviously a fortified tower.
I think it makes life very difficult for them. Anyways, they don't have Hao here. Hao still has 9 seconds left on his TP.
Wait for the timing. There's your blink. They end up finding the Winter Wyvern. JerAx gets silenced by Moose, so you can take Sunray out of this fight. The T1 tower will drop, but you've still got Hao forcing in that bottom lane, but they're going to start the fight up on top of the back. And the Nova will be coming out. The Numbers are pretty good. The Move walks inside the storm. Moo is gone. Dragging it away. The exit is already burned. There's no point for a buyback. And they run into the trees. KP will drop as well. And Team Liquid, they take the fight quite handily, and now they're finding Kaka over in the trees. Hao wants to help out. The sun, he needs to clean. The curse is out, however. Taking it to Hao can't really do that much damage, but now he can get a little bit more control. Mind control. The cleave is coming in again. The Splinter Blast Kaka just keep pumping it out from the rear end. And ChuaN moving forward. He's got $12 looking for a mind control. Is actually going to miss it out. And now ChuaN will die as well. Kaka and Hao are still on the run. They don't mind controls in the trees, but he actually blinks south away from the rest of Newbee.
I'm not going to do that though with the BKB reveal, and he blinked to the opposite side of the Medusa so that he wasn't facing the Medusa for the stone caves. So this means that Drow Ranger has to stay close to the Medusa so that they can kite the Sven. You have to kite his BKB with stone caves.
Liquid. We're back to Roshan. There's still no KP. He's on the sidelines for another 5 seconds. Kaka could probably have a bit of a peek over. As they understand, thanks to the Observe Ward, which is over inside the Radiant Jungle from Team Liquid, they see where Hao as well as Kaka want to initiate from. Roshan's low. Roshan, in fact, will now go down. Hao's going to get hit by the blink, by the snake. Can't blink out. In fact, it's going to be the blink in. Coming from Mike. Control for the BKB with one strength. They rip through the Slardar, and with a pick up on the Drow range from ChuaN. Comes into a bit of a bad position, but it still is now a Roshan straight off. You're in a little bit in trouble there, Phoenix. He's still got Icarus Dive as well as Nova, but they're way behind it. The Observer and Sentry's down. They've blinked back from KP, catching up with MATUMBAM. They put the Liquid Sphere on, so there's no other control factor to come their way. But they're trying to make the most out of the end of this exorcism. Maybe they can inflict damage into this tier 2 tower. Fortification is up for Team Liquid. They're blinking out. JerAx in through the tree line. The pickup from ChuaN. Thanks to the Observer, they thought JerAx coming. The damage is high with the sun. Well, the Stormbolt's going to be there. So Phoenix is out of the fight. Unless she wants to buy back, but it's going to be worth it to defend the tier 2 tower. FATA still wants to have a little bit of an opening here, but he's not going to find it because Newbee are bailing.
Yep, Slardar's back. Kuro looking for a glimpse opportunity. Will he get on Kaka? Oh my goodness, he was so close. And how he salvaged that fight with that BKB pop as Slardar came in. That was so clutch.
So quick. Lightning fast reactions. And again, we see the power of that Sven. And they just keep fueling him as well. There's 10 kills over on Hao. The biggest killer on the game right now, sitting at almost 17,000 net worth, a full 6k in front of the Medusa.
Medusa's not dying in these fights. She's only died once this game, and will continue to scale. This is kind of like where she starts to ramp up her farm after she gets her second item and can farm quickly, maybe not as quickly as a Sven, but much more quickly than the first 20 minutes.
Is Medusa still enough though? When you're losing your other cores around you, like when MATUMBAM drops down, like you lose that bonus 56 damage, which he's currently relying on.
You have Amp and you have Drow Ranger, so I think like even the supports can do a fair amount of right-click damage come late game. So it's not that big of a deal for them, and they are building for late game Drow Ranger with Shadowblade as opposed to something else that like a Yasha, I would say that would be more heavily focused on to push.
Maybe you can with just the 2 or the 3, but then you've got to commit God Strength. But that's not the way that fight began. It came with the pincer movement on the Sven, who had to BKB and stun, and he still only hit 1 target with his stun as well.
Yeah, even if you see two heroes, like if you see Disruptor and Drow, like you did in the fight, you can just Winter's Crest with Disruptor, and Disruptor should die during that. If not, then you still get the silence to follow up, and then Disruptor's gonna die without getting a spell off. That's what you want. You don't want any of these heroes to get their spells off if you're newbie.
Hao got a quick snipe on the tier 2 tower on the top lane. This now opens up the tier 3 for Assault. It almost levels up the towers. Like that mid tower is very, in fact, both the remaining tier 2 towers from Team Liquid are on a B-stick of life. Liquid need to keep the pressure out so this doesn't, that the creep wave just doesn't push in.
And Newbee have wisened up this series and finally bought themselves a gem.
Remove that vision from Team Liquid if possible. FATA comes to defend. The Mystic Snake's just gonna be a bit of a pain. Takes out the creep wave and makes it difficult to attack into the tier 2.
Well, the gem's also really important versus MATUMBAM, man. So they can kill him in team fights. But still, not a good way to deal with a Medusa. If anything, like Newbee might consider getting the Fusel Manta is most melee's choice. If not Sven, but Juggernaut, those sort of heroes when you want to deal damage to Medusa. But he's still continuing to scale, and that net worth gap in between the Sven and Medusa is now only 3,000. It used to be just 6,000 not too long ago.
Newbee had to come home. They willingly let their tower take about 500 damage because they were probably still wondering if they could attack Liquid. But with a double creep wave, including Catapult pushing in, now that tier 3 tower is a little bit chipped.
So now Sven has a problem with he needs too many items. He needed the BKB to deal with their team fight, the Disruptor, and so on. But he also needs armor because he just died of physical damage last fight, and some way to deal with the amplified damage. He's probably also going to need an MKB later because Drow typically builds into a butterfly. So I don't know if he's going to have that much freedom to go any unusual items.
Kaka walked within an inch of the Observer Ward. Now he's finally going to find it. And they'll give it over to Hao, because obviously he needs more money.
And this is a very quick Roshan respawn, 30 seconds. And Liquid are already posed around the pit. Newbee, I think they're looking for a smoke. It's about that time.
Yep, and there it is. 5-man smoke maneuver. They're going to push up through mid. Thanks to their Observer Ward, they're going to force in the mid lane, but if they can get that jump, the stance over on fire, they trigger the Blinker Spear. Hao will get the stun as well, but up on the cliff side, kpii to back the wall, not really having that much of an effect, but they're still on fire together with a nerf from Hao, however, and a Stargate. They can't go with anything further, the jump from fire, Bruce back at the time, at the end, with a JerAx pop. They find the kill on kpii to go. Out of join at the grave! The 3 cores have been lost here for Newbee. And Team Liquid, with a 75-second window until it's bent back up again, they can go straight down the mid. Don't worry about Roshan, you're claiming Grax.
And Newbee with the right idea there, jumping onto the Medusa, but Hao misses Blink. His Blink was onto the low ground, and he stunned onto the high ground, but he had to walk all the way over, and they had a very long silence on the Medusa, but she still had enough mana to cast Stone Gaze, and that is where the fight just went completely south for Newbee.
You can see it again here. The vac, the control, it just doesn't happen at the same time. Back in the real world. Oh, wow, that is such a horrible, horrible time. But back in the real world, ChuaN, having a little bit of trouble, locked inside the wall with Cold Embrace, keeping him alive a little bit. They get through the tier 3 tower. He steals Mystic Snake. The ChuaN is now down 2. He has buyback, but you accept the fact right now, Newbee. You've lost your mid-rack. Liquid, they can rotate down to the bottom lane, but they do not want to overstay their welcome. 21 seconds now until the Sven's back up. That's the one they'll be really worried about, but they're going to buy back out from ChuaN. Liquid are happy with what they got. They take the racks, they now don't overstay their welcome, and they move towards Roshan.
Another small thing that changed that big team fight was Medusa's recent pickup of the Talisman of Evasion. She had picked it up right before. And 25% versus Echo Saber's Sven is going to be a lot.
Liquid, it looks like the dream to get back into that final. Maybe this time around they're able to win the major.
Yeah, they taste it at this point. And Newbee they're at a loss at how to approach these team fights. Winter's Curse just not being very effective versus like the Dragonlance and the Drow Ranger just makes positioning much easier. Silver Edge to deal with the Sven. No BKB on a Death Prophet, she just gets controlled by the static.
At least he's got the plate mail now, so there's a little bit more armor onto that Death Prophet.
But FATA is, I think, unkillable at this point. He has Butterfly, there's no MKB in sight. He has a ton of damage from the Drow, so he's hitting for 300. That's without split shot on, so a little bit less because of that. And the cheese, like Medusa cheese, good luck.
But Tubman also is going to survive and keep that aura up. He's finished up a Satanic to go with that Silver Edge. And here comes Liquid. They're going to come in through the front lines. FATA's the first man. They burn through him a little bit, but not that much.
Splinter Blast is good at anti-push, but not when it's just a single hero hitting your tower. And the Dragonlance on Drow Ranger also makes it really easy to high ground siege. Look at that range.
As long as she doesn't miss every time.
You still don't have to worry about.
They link into the tower. They go just with a blast, so say goodbye to the creep wave. Hal's going to cleave it. Now the curse over on FATA. They need this Medusa down with the back. The wall will come up as well. FATA's being controlled by the Rubick Rebbe. FATA still has that piece available. Now we're going to trigger it. Still losing the low. Live the jump in from JerAx. He doesn't follow up the Nova. But the exit is there from Merc. But Tumble wants to try and fire this one. The Nova is down. How holds and race. He can't walk away from the Nova hit. He's gonna pop, and now he's down into the buyback. They need to keep fighting. Newbee needs some extra kills here. They need to hold their racks. The mid lane's already being pressured, but Liquid are not giving them the opportunity. They've bailed all the way back up to their own high side. And they take the tier 3 tower. They get a big buyback out from Newbee.
And that is not how you want to use Winter's Curse. Those like worse than a Primal Roar at that point. They did have the vacuum come out a little bit late, but I don't think that either the Winter Wyvern or the Dark Seer were ready for that.
There's almost that moment where it's like, oh, this guy's just far enough out, like we just lock him down, then we can all come in and position ourselves.
But it's a Medusa.
Yeah, it's a Medusa.
Her effective HP is, what, 7,000 maybe? Almost 7,000?
And it's extremely high. So Team Liquid. So you've at least burnt through the cheese, but the Aegis Immortal is still sitting on MATUMBAM as well.
Yeah, they can go for another round with Drow being that siege engine instead of the Medusa. And Newbee with no buyback up on Sven are just one mistake from being eliminated for the Manila Major.
Looks like Moo's going to buy out for this. He's going to pick up a Shiva's Guard. So Moo's got something a little bit more to work with, but Liquid, they're here on the hunt. They get the blink crushed over on Kaka. They still see him thanks to that Observe Ward that's there. Say goodbye to that too. Kaka blinks away. Hao needs to walk with him too. In fact, he's not even going to walk. He just blinks out. There's a little bit of trouble. Moo is trapped. Remember, no buyback. He already bought the Shiva's Guard. The Yule sent the run for Kaka. He can't come close. He gets locked in by Kuro. Moo will walk past the sword, and he's down. 1 minute without the Death Prophet. Liquid. They are very close to doing it. KP, this is one moment, the back of the wall, the double stun. They need that big damage out, but they just don't have it. They try and push forward, but then the don't escape. Hao being crushed. They're going to focus him down. If Hao goes, it's over. They've lost too much, and there it is, GG! Team Liquid are going to the grand finals of the Manila Major.
The Medusa pick with a stroke of genius by Kuro. It is just incredibly good at dealing with the Sven. All of these range heroes, fantastic positioning, did not get caught by a multiple man curse wall, which Newbee were just hoping for.